Hello, mysterious person behind the screen. I just watched the finale of Class, and well, I think it's a return to form. For the last 4 episodes, it's been slumping for me and becoming a different show than I wanted it to, but I think this sort of brought it back up to the quality of the first 3 episodes. Don't get me wrong, it's certainly not perfect, but I think it was a step in the right direction. Probably the last step in the right direction, if rumours are to be believed. I don't think Class is getting a second series, and I'll go on to that in a minute. I really thought the twists and turns were quite shocking in this episode. Like, I really thought it was impactful when, there will be spoilers in this, when Tanya's mum died. And already, I knew that Ram's dad was going to die because the BBC ruined it in the trailers. I mean, it was in the Next Time trailer, him sort of, like, his dad sort of melting away with the dust, I don't know. That was already in the trailer, so I already knew that was going to happen. But when Tanya's mum, I didn't expect that. I didn't even know she'd be in the episode, to be honest. So, yeah, didn't expect that. I thought that Quill was good again. There were some funny parts. Again, I thought she was back up to the level that she should be at. It was funny. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't spend too long on the whole pregnancy thing. It was just like a thing. She went, oh yeah, crap. And then sort of got on with it. I really liked how all the characters sort of came together, like an assemble thing. It was really cool how that happened. And I really think it was satisfying after all these episodes. Although I have come to realise now, I don't think there's saving April for me now after I've sort of lost all that investment, because she's sort of just been reduced to just spouting really bad dialogue. What was it? Look into my eyes and see that I'm brave. Oh, it's so cringy, some of the dialogue she gets. Let's talk about the cliffhanger ending. Okay, too many series have had cliffhanger endings then not followed up on them. Spider-Man 2003. Ratings weren't good enough to get it a second season, therefore the first season ended on a cliffhanger that will never ever be resolved. Spectacular Spider-Man. Disney bought Spidey's TV rights, and then they didn't decide to continue with the season 3 of Spectacular Spider-Man, meaning season 2 ended on a cliffhanger that will never ever be resolved. Primeval. Series 5, the ratings weren't good enough to warrant a Series 6, therefore Series 5 ended on a cliffhanger that will never ever be resolved. I really do not want to add Glass to that list as well, because it looks like the ratings aren't going to be good enough to actually get it a second series. And that's really sad, because I think Class has potential, and I sort of blame them for this though. If they definitely knew they were getting a second series, end it on a cliffhanger. End it on that cliffhanger with April being body swapped by the Shadowkin. I really didn't like that, by the way. It looks like a bad cartoon episode. Why are you all looking at me like that? It's cringy. It really is painful to watch, and I really didn't like that at all. But, alright, fair enough. If you knew you're getting a second series, end it with that cliffhanger. If you didn't, if you're not sure if you're going to get a second series, and you only know that this is the only series you've got, please tie up all the loose ends. Then, if the show is successful enough for the BBC to say, yeah, we'll give you another go, we'll give you another series, build upon that story, leave a few sort of threads hanging open to build upon that story. Don't end it on a full-blown cliffhanger halfway through the episode that will then might not ever get resolved because the show isn't doing great in the ratings-wise. So I really think it was a mistake to end it there. They could have resolved the story up and just left. Maybe if this was a two-parter, maybe because it kind of felt rushed. Maybe if this was episode 8 and 9. Resolve everything up, bring Series 1's story to a close, and then if the BBC think you're successful enough to go and get another series, build upon that. And if you know you're getting another series, build upon that. Don't end it on a cliffhanger that might not ever get resolved. It might though. It might get another series. All this complaining I'm doing might not be justified anymore. And if it doesn't get resolved, I'm just going to be annoyed forever that it will never get resolved. Just like I am with Spider-Man 2003, just like I am with Spectacular Spider-Man, and just like I am with Primeval. I would just be annoyed forever that it doesn't get resolved. And Unfortunately, that can't be helped. The Angel thing, yeah, that was effective, wasn't it? That's got everyone talking, and I think that was sort of the key they needed. The wrap up the story, have that scene at the end to be like, oh, maybe that'll get resolved in the future. Maybe that'll be a cool thing to come back for next series. But yeah, the Angels were good. Hopefully, if Class gets another series, they can do something with him, and not have it be like recent years where their threat has just been diminished. Maybe it can sort of build up their threat a bit more. But yeah, they looked pretty good. But the shopkeeper from Sarah Jane Adventures, I was just like, oh my god, it's him. That kind of causes a mess of continuity, but maybe that shopkeeper was a part of the Governors all the time. Maybe he was. Maybe he had a dark secret, because obviously it was the whole Sarah Jane Adventures before it ended was like, who was he? And then unfortunately Elizabeth Sladen passed away, so we never found out who he was. So maybe he was part of the Governors. You never know. Where was his parrot though? It was. Yeah, the episode had a lot going for it. I think you really got the sense that the Shadowkin were invading. It felt like it was an invasion. Their threat sort of got built back up after episode 4 sort of tore that down, and it's now they've kind of been torn down again. When you have April's voice coming out of it, that'll always annoy me. I hate that. It just looks like a bad cartoonette, but yeah, it's whatever. It's. The twists and turns shocked me. The action was exciting. It sort of dragged a little bit in the middle, but overall I do think it was a worthwhile episode. And then, in terms of the whole series, Class been very mixed. 4 of them are okay, 4 of them are pretty good. The 4 that are pretty good being 1, 2, 3 and 8, and the 4 that are okay being 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll be buying the Blu-ray box set, but it's annoying you just have that one middle streak where it's just like really bad, but it's not really bad. It's okay, but it's just it sort of became a different show then, and I think episode 8 sort of was a return to form. So I did enjoy it. I'd probably give it a 7. And the whole series, I'd probably give a 6 or a 7 as well overall. It was a worthwhile series. I'm glad I watched it. I don't think it's going to change my life. If it gets a second series, great. If it doesn't, well, that cliffhanger's going to annoy me for one, but I wouldn't hold out any hope for a second series considering how low the ratings have been, but it may happen. It may happen. So I hope you've enjoyed this series of Class reviews. Yeah, if you have, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care now. Don't know why I'm doing that, I just found it, so